Welcome back to STL TV. We're talking mustaches and how growing them out through the month of November is helping raise awareness of men's health issues. So we've been talking about Movember as this movement, international movement, to really raise the awareness of the importance for men to stay on top of their health, as well as some issues that men face. But let's move into what you specifically do at the Men's Medical Institute, an establishment you founded. Tell me, what's really your focus there?
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, we don't want men to use us as their primary care doctor. We feel like they need to see their primary physicians to get the proper testing, to get complete medical care for them. What we're offering them are services for men who are suffering from low testosterone. Low testosterone is pretty much inevitable in a man as he gets older. Your values will peak at maybe age 25 to 30, and they'll drop from here on out. And after that, men will start to develop symptoms of low testosterone. Now, I take care of women, and they hit menopause at around age 50, and they're doing okay, and all of a sudden they have a major drop-off, and they become very symptomatic, and they're like, oh my gosh, something happened to me over the course of this week. Men, it's different. It happens slowly. It happens over the course of 15, 20 years. But they both kind of get to the same place. They start to lose their energy. They become more fatigued. They work out, and they don't get very good results. They're tired. They're 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're reaching for the coffee pot because they're exhausted. They come home, they have dinner, they sit down, they watch TV, they're falling asleep right in the middle of the Cardinal game. Even the World Series, they'll fall asleep. So, you know, this is something that men see. It's very common, and we're here to address those issues by replacing testosterone. The results have been fabulous for us.
So when you talk about replacing testosterone, what exactly does that mean? Because what you're describing, when I think about men that I know that are pretty much, 35 and over, that's pretty common. Sure. And I think a lot of men attribute it to, oh, my kids, or oh, I'm doing too much, or it's work. But how do you actually, when you talk about the replacement, what does that entail?
A lot of times, Ted outlined most of the symptoms that we see these patients come in with. So after we take a history, then we're going to check their levels. We're going to check a few things. We're going to check the testosterone level clearly. We're also going to check the PSA to make sure the prostate is, antigen is okay. We're going to check their thyroid to make sure they're not low thyroid, and their CBC to make sure they're not anemic. Those problems can mimic some of the symptoms of low testosterone. Once we get all the data back, and if everything else is clean and the testosterone levels are low, and I tell you what, Sarah, we've seen some abominably low testosterone levels, then our goal is to supplement it. And you have to make a distinction between testosterone supplementation and steroid abuse. Ted mentioned that the young guy is going to have his peak levels between 18 and 30. We're never going to exceed those levels when we supplement them. There's a couple ways that we do that. But we check the levels again at 3 months, at 6 months, and 12 months to make sure that the levels are increasing, but that they're not exceeding what should be expected. And what we really want is the resolution of symptoms. It's all about trying to make somebody feel better.
Absolutely.
If a fellow is 55 years old and his testosterone levels are equal to that of a 75-year-old, and somebody says, well, you're sort of normal, low normal, but normal, that's terrible in my mind. I think if I had a chance at 55 to feel like I was 40, as opposed to feeling like I was 75, give me that chance to be like I'm 40.
And is supplementation, pardon my ignorance, is this something that you take as a vitamin? Is it an injection? Is it?
2 forms that we use. One's a cream that you can apply, real safe and daily application, and the other's an injection that we give out every 2 weeks.
And how, I really feel it's interesting that now that we talk about this, that most people, is it just me or are they in the dark about this? Are most men, middle-aged men, in the dark? Because I feel a lot of times people think about it as a health issue in terms of I need to exercise more, I need to sleep more. But it sounds like this is really something that will affect every male for the most part at a certain time in their life.
Sarah, I think you're hitting on a great point. Men don't know much about it, and they'll hear about it on the radio. They might hear about some TV ads. A lot of guys will say that they did a pop-up and it says, do you like energy? And they'll take a quiz and they'll hit yes on every one of them. And they didn't even realize that what they're feeling isn't normal. They just think that's how they're supposed to feel when they're 45, 50 years old. And when they see that there's a way that they can get their youthful feelings back, they're excited to do it. They come to us, and we'll get the results. We'll get their lab values up. We'll get them feeling a whole lot better than they were. So.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. Well, it's the Men's Medical Institute. Go check them out. Go to their website. Visit them. Tell me again your location.
We're at Manchester and 270.
And you are open for patients to see
Our
people.
telephone number is 314-394-1660.
Okay. All right, great. Well, thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
being here.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, well, that was some great information. And again, it's Movember. We're emphasizing the importance of men's health this month. But we're going to have a lot more right here on STL TV Live, so please stay with us.